it goes. Alright, hello. I just want to make sure everything's good, and then I can go ahead and get started. A moment. Alright, I'm good. So, oh wait, they changed the way the chat looks in YouTube Studio. That's interesting. Alright, so I would like to work on the ice map for Pixkartz today. And, well, so some of you may have seen my kind of soft Yawnoc announcement. So there's a link in the description to a game that's going to be on Steam soon, but my plan is to work on both Yawnoc and Pixkartz simultaneously. I have, I guess, more specific plans for how I'll handle the release for Yawnoc, which is why it's already on Steam and Pixkartz isn't. Because Pixkartz, I might do like a soft launch or something like that, because I don't want my servers to get overloaded. But yeah, so I am still working on Pixkartz, and that's what I'm doing today. And I want to add the 6th track. I did show at the end of the last playtest that, actually I'll make this a bit bigger so you guys can see. I did say at the end of the last playtest, well sorry, I did show you guys at the end of the last playtest that the work in progress layout for the ice map. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. I'm going to need to switch some stuff here because I made some changes specifically for the last playtest to the code base that need to be adjusted if I want to test some stuff locally. So I believe I have to go desktop, Pixkartz, Pi. I think that's it. Yep. And then I need a second window. And then you're about to hear a bit of a mess here. Pi, Pixkartz? No, it's game. Alright, that's loud for me. So here's Pixkartz. Let me change the settings because oh wait, it doesn't save the last resolution. I've got a 1440p monitor, so the default resolutions, it's not that tiny, but it'll look pretty small for you guys just because this is, well, 1440p, so my actual screen is pretty big here. Alright, so I'm going to pull this off to the side and mute it, and I will just do a quick test, make sure I got everything right. Let's start up the game over here, if it wants to go. Hello? Oh wait, will this work? Because the server should have the wrong version on it. Oh wait, no, that only affects the server selector. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it on Sandy Oasis and see what happens. But yeah, I'm expecting this to be a bit more of a, well, I guess a lower viewership stream, just because, well, it's a time that very few people are awake. You pretty much have to be in the West, meaning, well, like in the Americas, to be watching this. Either that, or I guess it would be very early morning over in like East Asia. But so normally I like to stream at 10 a.m. my time, which you can see on the bottom right. I think it's like 7:30 p.m. So 10 a.m. will make it so that everyone, look, most people are awake and are able to watch. But yeah, so this is gonna be an interesting stream. I was busy most of this morning and everything, so which is why I couldn't do the stream then. But I do hope to get into a schedule of mostly doing the Saturday streams in the mornings, but we'll have to see. I don't know. All right, could I combat server load by making people have the ability to host a server of the game? The issue with that is that if I implement anti-cheat, I don't want, well, like just in general, if I give people the servers, it kind of exposes how the netcode works, and that can be a security risk, and just not just security, but just cheating in general. So my plan is, well, not necessarily a plan. I'm considering separating the anti-cheat from the core server stuff, so that the anti-cheat is specific to my servers, and then other people could host their servers just without anti-cheat or write their own. And then I guess they could do things, maybe like put on their own maps and stuff like that. But there's also the risk of maybe there being a security issue where if some server dependent security issue, all sorts of things can happen with networking. And there's a bit of spaghetti going on with my netcode. I think it should be fine security wise, because, well, the game doesn't really have any dynamic ability to write to files, as in like there's no ability of it to execute or write to anything except for its own save file. So I don't think you can really run into any serious security things. And it's not like there's passwords or anything on this game either, so in theory it should be fine. I don't know. It's just stuff I'll have to think about if I do seriously consider giving people the server. But I will be working on the server on stream, I probably at some point. 30 minutes past midnight right now. Yeah, 9 a.m. I should make more videos for updates on my game. Yeah, the problem with that is that if I go too hard on the devlogs, then I'm taking time that I could be spending working on the game and putting it towards videos, and that, I don't know, rubs me the wrong way to some extent. I think the way I want to handle it is to not make videos about everything I work on, and instead to make videos about like maybe interesting things I add and stuff like that. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Alright, so let's go ahead and pull up a sprite and see if I can get my map here. I think it's images a sprite, and then there's, what is the ice map called? Frosty Iceberg. Oh yeah. So here's where the the map making process for this is kind of funny. I believe I have my sketch here. No, that's not my sketch. Okay, so I guess this is just the map. So there's a couple ice sections. It's mostly snow. I thought I had planned for some ice kind of like in the middle here. I'm not sure. So I'll have to double check that. So I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to pull up some other stuff here as a reference, because there's more information that I need to add to this map. So this is the terrain map that I'm working on. So this is going to be a map of what is road, what is ice, what is water, what is dirt, so that the game can handle things from that perspective. And then there's the visual layer of the map, and then there's the extras layer, which is things like the bumps you can bounce off of, or in the speed boosts and stuff like that. So where's my map? So do I not have, did I lose it? I may have lost it. Oopsie. So I guess this is all I have. All right. So I think I was debating, I think at some point adding an ice section maybe in this area. I think the way I'll do that, I really don't like ice maps in general, but it's a classic, so I've got to go ahead and do it. I'm just gonna add something right here. And then, oh wait, no, that's not how you do that. And then it'll probably connect like over here, and we'll go wee. And then we fill that in. And then now the next thing is gonna be water. And oh wait, how do I wanna, do I want a shortcut here? Should there be a shortcut right here? That is a question. But so water, I believe, is black, and then there's a specific shade of green that I have to use for the dirt or grass or whatever. In this case, it's going to be like thick snow. Let me see if I can pull that up. Map. Wait, no, that's Yawnoc. Wrong game. Data, images, maps, and we'll pull up Sandy Oasis because this is a good one for reference. So here's like the Sandy Oasis terrain. So you can see mostly just road and grass and a few spots of water, but I need this color right here because that's what gives me the ability to make the dirt parts, or the parts that just slow you down if you go through it. So I'm thinking, I kind of want there to be water, or this is like supposed to be kind of like an iceberg thing. So I'm gonna make the dirt kind of go like this. And then all this inside area is also gonna be dirt. I do want this to be kind of going out into the water. I think that's kind of cool. So I'm gonna make the dirt, well, the grass come over this way. So I'm just marking out the lines here. Wait, hold on, that should not be the case. I need to connect it over this way because some of these are still platforms. So I do that, and then I think, do I want to make this kind of stick out? I think I want to make it stick out as if it's like the north end of something, like a larger landmass. So I'm gonna take this and go wee. I am hearing some sounds coming from outside. That is interesting. So I'm gonna make this come down here, and then people will probably not get over there to begin with, but you never know. And this will be another edge over here. I think I'm gonna make this one wiggle along over here a little bit. And then maybe it'll come like over to here or something. And then I can go over to there. And I think I can flood fill this now, possibly. So that goes there, and this goes here. And so that's the shape I have. I do need to do something about this section over here. So this should definitely have some snowy bits up here. The colors are very misleading because this is the physics map. And this will come over to here. Make sure it connects nicely. And we fill that in, and that will give us that part of the map. So it's like a little peninsula sticking out on the north side, and then the track goes into the water a little bit. I do want this stuff to, have dirt sections on the inside. So you could actually do a little bit of a shortcut cutting across there. Although the real shortcut is if you can do the ice hopping that I've got over here. So you'll be able to hit this a speed bump right here, whatever it is, a hump right here, and then jump between these. But it's ice, so it's super slippery, and you got to get your angles just right. But it is going to be a pretty big shortcut if you can pull it off. And if you mess it up because of the way the track's going to be set up, you're probably going to get put over here. So you get like one try. Although in general, falling off the map is not too punishing in this because it like instantly drops you back onto the track. So yeah, the main downside is it just puts you in a not so great spot. So I guess the thing is that if you have low acceleration, that resets, so it messes you up in that way. But aside from that, it doesn't hurt that much to just try taking this route, which I'm fine with. All right, so there's that part that sticks out there, and then maybe I'll put a little bit of grass right here or something. Or not grass, it's gonna be something else, but all right. I'm not sure how I'm gonna make the edges of these look when it's just the road and the water. How do I normally do that? I think I always put like something in between with the water. Because in the case of Sandy Oasis, I always had the grass in between like the bumps and the water because it was an oasis. But in this case, I'm gonna have to figure out an interesting way to deal with that art. Anyways, the rest of this map will have to be all black because that is what water is. So just dump that in there and boom, we've got our terrain map. So I'm gonna go ahead and save this. So the next step is going to be to make the part of the map that, let's see, new layer that has all the speed bumps in it or whatever. So the way this works is it's color coded. There's currently two types of special things that can be on the ground. So we have, there are the speed boosts and the bumps that you can jump off of. So I'm gonna try and get the colors from these other ones. That's floor. I need the extras. So this has the colors I need. So the way this is Sandy Oasis, I think. Yeah. So the green is the speed boost, and depending on the brightness of the green, you'll have different speeds that it gives you. And then the bumps here will shoot you higher depending on how red it is. So, here's this big red one. This is the big leap over the track that cuts across here and then over the water in between. But these are good reference values. So if I need just like a normal speed boost and a normal bump, I can grab these. I might need some slightly bigger ones just because, we'll see. So I'll get rid of those and then I'll try and take, so I need a bump. This one's gonna be pretty wide. Is there a way to draw no, I don't think there is. I would like a rectangle at an angle. Hello, can I do my, So I think it's like, there we go. So there's a ramp, and I can just like hide that layer and it's gone. And then we'll put one, well, there has to be one in a few different places. We're gonna have to have one here. These ramps might not be strong enough. I might have to come in later and adjust them. I'm not too picky about getting these angles just right. If you look on some of the maps, they're not perfect rectangles. I just try to make it close enough because I really don't care that much. There's lots of crooked ones. All right, so there's that, and then we need one more over here. Actually, this one could be like a straight rectangle like that. If they're if they're all at the same angle, I can start copy pasting when I do the artwork later, which makes things so much easier. But unfortunately, this one's gonna have a lot of ramps at angles, so tough luck for me. Close enough. There we go. So there's that ramp. I have no idea if these ramps are going to be strong enough. I'm going to have to find out when I test the map after I finish doing the terrain maps and stuff. That is very crooked. There we go. And then we can, so this one's the one where I'm thinking might be a bit too short for the distance. So what's the brightness here? We got it at 30. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to make some of these a bit more of a jump. So I'm gonna knock that up to 40. So the higher this number here, the more of a jump it'll give. So that one, and I guess all of these, really all of them. This one might even need a 50. Because if you're coming down to this left side onto the ice, it's a fair bit of a jump. And I'll put a big one right there. Alright. So we also have to deal with the spot up here. This one doesn't have to be as strong. I can put it down to 40. So I'll do a proper rectangle on this one because I can. All right, and then this one can be another proper rectangle. This one's a big jump. That's a big jump. So for this one, I'm gonna go ahead and make this a 60. And there's all sorts of tons of space over this way. It's a long straight section, so I can get away with that. Now the question is, do I want to put any speed boosts anywhere? I will read chat real quick first though. How do I use MS Paint for game art? Is there a special trick? No, you just, this is A-Spray, not MS Paint. In this case, I'm drawing all sorts of shapes, so I need A-Spray for this, but usually when I use MS Paint, I mean, there's no special trick. It just gives you everything you need for the most part. A grassy ice level, sort of. Originally the dirt that slowed you down was marked out by green in the terrain map, so that just means that it'll slow you down. So this is not what it's actually gonna look like. It'll probably look like this in testing, but it'll look different later. I might put the water in as well. What's the face at the right corner of the screen? That's my avatar. Doing everything in Pygame is insane. I'm killing it with these awesome projects. Thank you. I don't feel like it's that insane. It's just that no one's really bothered to try using Pygame for more intense stuff. It's not that difficult. I mean, so you are dealing with a lot of lower level stuff, so there's not as much pre-built stuff that you get in most like frameworks and engines. And I think that's the biggest barrier. The performance is sort of also a barrier, but as long as you kind of know what you're doing coding-wise in general, you should be fine, because game logic normally in most games is not that resource intensive. Will I host some testing games? Are you talking about playtests? There was one, I think, was it 2 weeks ago or 3? Maybe it's 3. Yeah, I think it's 3 weeks ago. There was a playtest for this game. I have a program in any languages other than Python. I know several if you go to my website. And my job is like half C++. Alright. Well, I'm gonna try and add some speed boosts here. So where would an interesting speed boost be? Should I put one right here and launch people into the ice so they go sliding off? That would be funny. Let's see. So the finish line is going to be somewhere around here. Maybe I'll put one around here. Just because... what if I put it down here? So you gotta go there. Yeah. So I'll have that one. And then... Where else could I put one? I think I'll do the funny and wait a second. I'll do the funny and put a speed boost right here. So you hit it and you just go flying into the ice. It'll make the ice section more interesting. But it's a wide one, so everyone's gonna hit it. And then let's see, what else could I do? What if I put a ramp right here? That would be interesting. Or, I don't know. There's a bunch of things I could do. But I think I'll leave this for now. Mostly just do the bumps, not too many speed ups. And so the next layer is going to be the terrain. So for the terrain, I can pull up this one. Wait, what? No, not the terrain, sorry, the floor. This is what you actually see. So this is Sandy Oasis's floor. So I have to have perfect yellow for the speed boosts. And I think the way I'm going to... Yeah, for the speed boost, I'll just put the yellow now. And the way I'll do that is I'll select them with my... There's a tool for selecting... Yes, W. What the... No, I want that. Is there a fuzziness on this thing? Whatever. Did that move it? No. But let me try that again. So if I go to W, why does it want to select the whole map? Oh, I'm dumb. I need to grab this. So grab that, and there. So I can copy those and then go on to the next layer. Hello? Oh, there it went. So now, yeah, there we go. Now I can set the color here. It has to be pure yellow for the shader to catch it. Ooh, that's not what I wanted. The shader will convert anything that's pure yellow into the speed boost. So I just gotta recolor these. Where is the other one? Here we go. Now I'm gonna go down to the terrain. I'm gonna copy all of that. And then I want a new layer, which I will merge down with the other one later. But this one is going to have the actual colors. So I'm gonna have to look at my palette here and figure out how I want to handle this stuff. So we've got our sketch here, and this is my palette. I think the ice will have to be like this really bright one. And then, I don't have a good color for the snow. I think I might have to update my palette. That is awkward. Because I can go just the gray color, but that doesn't look very good. Yeah, the ice is going to be a very similar color to the water. Actually, maybe I can make the water a darker blue. But yeah, the snow, I don't have a good snow color. I like a blue-ish version of this, but also, oh no, that's not correct. All right, so I want to take this, make it more blue, and crank up that, and that, and so that's like a more snowy color. Think I can get away with that? It's gotta be more blue. So I'm I guess making a whole new set of colors for this area here. That's gotta be darker. All right. And then, boop, and I'm just gonna go down there. Gonna turn down the saturation as I go down in color. Maybe I'll ramp it up on the darker shades, but for now I'm gonna crank it down as I go darker. It needs to be a little bit darker. And then maybe one more, and then this one's gonna be like down there. See, that's a decent color ramp. It's quite different from the other stuff in the palette, but it should work for snow pretty well. So to deal with that now, I just gotta go here, load palette, images, sketch, and that will give me my new colors. So this is a weird order. I don't think that was the order I made them in. So I have a pretty bright one. I like that. I'm trying to figure out which ones are which. I'm just gonna copy these in. I don't want to figure that out right now. So I'll just take this and the default color for the section you cannot drive on will be that. It's a nice snowy color. And then I think for the part you drive on, it'll have to be a couple shades darker. So the way I'm gonna do that is I will go over to, I believe Moo has what I'm looking for. Images, maps, and if I go Moo, do I have it up here? Oh no, I've got to yank it out. So there's tiling on this road here. And you're gonna learn a special trick here. So if I look at this should be tiled. So I think it goes down to there. It's 21 by 21. That doesn't sound right. Is it 21 by 21? Hold on, let me grab an easier thing to do that with. Oh, I guess it's 21 by 21. And I don't remember it being that dimension. But I'm gonna take that and then I'm gonna throw it over here. And then we'll have to create a variant of this for this map. Where's I need my palette. Images, sketch. We will soon be racing on the track. I'm getting there. Or rather, I will be. You guys will just have to watch. Alright, so I'm going to take this one, copy it, and I'm going to have to try to adapt the palette. And the thing about this is that it's kind of grayed out a little bit. I reduced the, well, I did some funny stuff to the colors. So I have to find all the bright colors, which is a bit tricky here. Ooh, I gotta really stick my face on the screen to figure this out. It's kind of hard to see. I think that's it. And then there's a few more colors here. So Here's the next step down. Oh. Wait. Hang on. How many colors are in here? You know what? I'm just going to make a new one from scratch because that's looking like it'll be a bit too complicated. So I will just make a 20 by 20 this time. 20 by 20 rectangle or square. And then I will put shapes on it. Like this. You just put shapes everywhere. You splatter it with shapes. And then I will mix it together in such a way later. Wait a second. I'll mix it together later so that it doesn't look too jarring and it'll look like the one on this left. So this is ignoring the palette to some extent. That one on the left. I think, yeah. So we'll do this. So this is like the snow dirt. And so this gotta go up there. I'm gonna go there. Just draw shapes until the thing is full. That's pretty much how this goes. Someone's honking their car horn outside. Alright. So there's that. So here's the trick that I used. So I took this, and then I'm gonna change the color a bit. So I'm gonna grab this. We'll go down to like 1. Nope, that's not. I don't know why it does that. Do this. The way the color select works drives me crazy in Sprite. Just. Oh wait, I need U. That's it. There we go. The colors are still sharp there. So I'll do this, and then I will do the same with the next color down because I don't want it to be too bright. So I'm gonna do 80. So U, and then so it's like grayed out a fair bit. So I'm gonna grab this, and there's this cool trick in Sprite. You do, I think it's Control B, yes, and that gives you a brush. And you do align to destination, and then you go W, and you select all the things you want the road on, and then paint bucket, and that will add the texture. Look at that, look how easy that is. Now I need to do the ice. The ice is going to be tricky. It really stands out, man. So the ice, I want to do this one. It's gonna need a pretty big texture. I'm gonna do like 36, and I just want like stripes of stuff going like this kind of. Just gotta look. I just want it to look shiny. So you just go whoop, whoop, and whoop, whoop. And wait, does that tile? How's this end up working? Tiling's an interesting thing. So like if I do this, that's not gonna tile. So I have to go and connect this now. And there we go. And then this means that I have to go up to here. And that's gonna be like that. And then we also need this thing to come down like that. There we go. And then I don't know if that's what I need. Well, let's see. Got that. And do that. And I think that looks good. So now, in theory, I just get rid of that one, select this one, and then we'll make a new brush. And we'll go over to the ice, we'll select it, and we'll go boop. Yikes. I don't know if, I think I'll stick with it for now, and then maybe I'll go back and change it later. And then I'll have to do like the edges of the snow over here. But there is the beginning of our train. The last thing I want to do is the finish line. That one, I think the easiest map to pull that from is going to be BC3. If I go onto floor here, I can get a copy of the finish line. Yeah. I don't know if this one's long enough. We'll find out. Because this one's... Yeah, it's good. We're good, we're good. So the way this will work... So put it like right there. All maps assume that the race starts facing, I guess, north or whatever. Alright. So now... we have our track. The base of it. I will need to do more decorating later and add the 3D models and stuff, but there's the base. So let's go ahead and save this, and I can start working on some of the assets that I need to actually run this in the game. So to do that, well, first let's do maps, and this is called Frosty Iceberg. So Frosty Iceberg. This is the longest map name. So let's start with the terrain. That's going to be this flare. Export as, and images, maps, Frosty Iceberg, and then this will be the terrain.png. Export. Yes. Now, this is the extras. This is what gives us all of our bumps and speed boosts. So this one will be the extras, I believe that's correct. Yeah. And then, so the last one, this is going to be the floor. This is the image you see when you're racing. Floor. Alright. So I'll have to do something about the snow later. But for now, this should probably be fine. Yep. I think we're good. So the next step, I believe, wait, if I go over here, so we have the floor, the extras, the train, and then the banners. So the banner is the next thing I gotta do. That is required. So I'm gonna do that, but I'll read chat first real quick. Yes, they're just images. How do you install Pixkartz? It's not public right now. It's only public during the playtests for now. It's not actually released yet. And there will not... Well, there'll probably be a Linux version when the game releases, but the builds when I do the playtests are always just Windows, because oftentimes I'll have to rebuild it live during the playtest to bug fix stuff, and I can't be dealing with multiple platforms at that point. But the final release should probably include Linux, but probably not Mac OS. Yes, it does look a bit like a wallpaper. We'll have to see in the actual game though, because it'll look a bit different there. I could do something like the sky, but the issue is that I want to use the darker blues for the water. I'll just have to look at the colors when I actually get into the game, and then I can change it from there. Alright, so I'm going to copy this, and I need, wait. This one is actually pretty easy to draw over. So I'm going to take this one, and then I'm going to just cover it in this. I made a mistake. One too many pixels. Alright, so now that that's one solid color, I can, how do I want to do the sky? I guess I'll make the sky kind of gray. That's kind of what I'm thinking. And then, so we start, I guess, with the water. So we'll do a water layer first, and then I'll add, like, stuff sticking out. So we'll do, like, water, it's like that. And then our sky, which will be kind of gray. So do the gray color. And I will like add, I don't know, clouds. Because normally the places that are snowy are kind of dark and cloudy. Is kind of how it is. There we go. Now I need the iceberg sticking out. So for that, we'll have like wheat and something like that. And I'll do like a section right here where it's kind of sticking out like that, and then we'll connect it to some land. So for that, I'll use this color, I guess. And then we can grab some darker stuff, and we can do that. Now if I grab this, I can make the icebergs a little bit shiny. And then I can make the water more interesting as well. I could also make the water shiny. That's what I've been doing on the other stuff. There we go. And then, what else do I want on here? It's a little bit, there's not a whole lot going on there. I mean, I really don't need a whole lot going on, but I could make some more dark sections, so just like we... and I'll connect that like right there, and then make that come down there. Maybe add a few more other gray spots, and then I'll add like some penguins or something, and that I think will be it. So I'll put a penguin in there. So penguin will be like a darker color. So boop boop. Boop, boop. and then we need him to give him a little beak. I think do penguins have like yellowish beaks, I think. So, and then he needs some feet. Well, their feet are also yellow. But that looks weird. So I'll give him the beak, and then I guess I'll give him an eye. So the eye could be white. Like that. Maybe the beak's gotta be one lower. Like there. No, that doesn't look right. So I'll do no eyes. And then I'll give it, I need the next color up. It's kind of hard to tell that these are penguins, but I mean, it doesn't matter too much. They're going to be covered by text anyway, so no one's going to really notice. Alright. I'll put 2 more over here. 1, 2. There we go. There are my penguins. So now that I have this, I can go ahead and create those images I need. So if I go to maps, and then I think Google Pit will work. So I can do this, paste it there, file save as, there's all the Yawnoc stuff. Pixkartz, data, images. Maps, frosty iceberg, banner. Now there's also another section that this has to go. Map banners, and then this will be file save as images, map banners, and then this will be frosty underscore iceberg. Now the last thing, I believe, if I go here in the maps, there's this section which has all the map data. So I gotta make something here and call this frosty iceberg. I also need to do a search in here, search for everything where it's sandy oasis, so that I can create all the stuff here. So we need to add a new map, and we'll call this frosty iceberg. Frosty iceberg. Frosty iceberg. So that covers that, and then so there's the colors. I will use for now the Pirate Bay watercolors. I think I might have to change that because there's a bit too much white in it. And then for the haze, I will grab Google Pit and then I guess crank down. Do I want it to be? I'll put it on 30. That might be a bit of a gray haze. I don't know. Might have to change that later. All right, so the next thing is the editor. We're gonna be able to see it running at normal resolution in Pygame here. Oh wait, gotta switch it. We're not on Pirate Bay, we're on Frosty Iceberg. There we go. So now if I just go down here, there we go. So here's where I can start mapping things out. So I can place my item boxes and anything else I might need. I do have a fair bit of like types of objects I can work with here, but I'm gonna have to add more. What is this one? I forgot what this is. Is this a horse? Is that the horse statue? I think that's the horse statue. Put crabs, that would be funny. So I'll put a bunch of barrels by the beginning here. So just barrels. So it looks like people have been here. There we go. And then I'll put down some item boxes right. Do I want them here? Yeah, why not? So put down a bunch of them. And then go around here. Oh, I forgot a step. I'm missing some stuff. I'll fix that later. But I think I have to do it like this. There we go. So here's that big ice section. I'm not gonna put in anything there. It's just big ice section. And then I guess I'll put an item box right here just for someone to grab. And then there needs to be one more near the end. So that should cover it. I think that should be enough items. So there's that first big one right here. Then there's the second one over here. And then I'll put a couple over here. That's gonna be interesting. Actually, I should put them on the wide side of the turn here or something like that. That will be interesting. So if you're taking the turn tight, you don't get the item box. You gotta go wide. All right. So I'll take that. I will have to redo some of the textures in a bit, but I gotta put in the fences. So I don't want some massive shortcuts. So I'm gonna have to. I will allow, I guess, a little bit of a shortcut here. And then, so this will have to come this way. And then this doesn't have to be too strict. I guess the important thing is that you cannot get around through this spot right here. That you should not be able to go through that. So I will put some fences around here. Just be careful. And then this just can go this way. And maybe I'll curve it a little bit just for more interesting geometry. And then that will cover that. And so this is another section up here that I've got to be really careful about. Can't let people cut across this section. All right, so this has got a, I'll give them a little bit of a shortcut here. If you've got something, you can use it. But that's gonna connect to the water pretty much. I mean, I guess I can let people try to get around and drive over here. As long as they can't actually get much of a shortcut out of it. So this can, I'll leave the shortcut over here. You can cut through this section if you've got items. There we go. And then I want to make sure that you can't just drive all the way down here. So I will put in some fences over here. There we go. So if I press O, great, I have to restart. What? Frosty Iceberg. Didn't I make that folder? Oh, it's a typo. Oops. I don't have a thing that has the catches that exception, but oof. I'm not gonna make the ice look like blocks of ice. I don't like that idea. I'll probably change the way this looks, but I'm gonna have to see how it looks in game first, because there's also gonna be the water and the haze around it, so it won't have as much contrast as you see here. Was the Haunted Mansion inspired by the Ghost Map from Mario Kart Wii, or what? There's no Haunted Mansion thing. There's Ghoul Pit, which is based on Ghost Valley, but that's not a mansion. Did I forget to change in the haze code? Oh, I did. Frosty Iceberg. Alright. So back to this. So yeah, I had the line of stuff like right here. And then I had the ones right here. And then I had the two on the outside over here. And then I put one right there. And then the last major one will be like... Actually, I kind of want to do a diagonal. That way there's more options. Alright. So I'm going to press O just to check and make sure that I get my output, and I do, I think. Yeah, there's the data. So now I can start putting the other stuff back again. So we had the barrels, if you remember. And they just kind of piled up around here. And so there's those barrels. I do this thing. So this will go along the side here. This is, I don't know how I wanna. Guess I'll do it like that. So you can take a little bit of a shortcut right here, but then let's do that. It should work well enough, I guess. And we've got our turn right here. Trust me, this is not actually the most tedious part. It gets more tedious. I think. So yeah, this has to curve down. And we go up like that, and that connects to the water there. All right, so if you get into this section here somehow, you get access to the water over here. So I guess technically, because of the way the respawns work, if you could get around this post or this post, and you had a purple boost, you could drive all the way over here and hit the water, and you would spawn over here. But that's not too much of an issue, I don't think, because you would need a purple boost, and I don't think it would even get you all the way there. So you would run out, you would have no items, and you'd be stuck in the dirt driving forever. But I think it is possible to get over there. So I'm gonna, is it T? It's T is the auto tile. There we go. Now you just gotta double check and make sure all of these are placed properly. What is, this one's being a little bit silly. All right, so that's that one, that's correct. That's not correct. There we go. So I will leave this shortcut, that's fine. So I just want to get this stuff here. That'll be good enough. T, and that will give us the final fence. All right, I have my fences, I have my barrels, my items. So now I just gotta do, no, that's not it. There's a key in here. I forgot which one it is. C, I think. Yeah. C. I believe the way this works is I put the first checkpoint right there, and then I just start drawing lines. And then we go boop. Wait, no, that's gonna be really bad. So I'm gonna undo those real quick. And then, so I put the first one there. I'll put the second one right here, and then we'll do that. And I want it to be that this checkpoint's a bit far away from the boost so you can have enough speed to get up into it. Then this goes here, and you go like there, and then there's gonna be one over here. Now when there's two sections that are kind of close to each other, I've gotta keep the checkpoints kind of close to each other. Otherwise you might be able to spawn in the wrong spot. All right, so the checkpoints only do one route, so it's a bit close, but I think it's fine. I'm gonna make them go this way, and that way when you fall off here, you'll spawn over here. Oh, that one's bad. There we go, that's better. So put that one there. There we go. Actually, I do like to keep the last checkpoint kind of straight with the finish line. Always close to straight. I forgot why. There's a reason mathematically with how the positions are calculated that makes that ideal. Oh, I don't want that. I want to get out of my checkpoint so I can use this thing and put a couple lanterns by the thing. That'll be fun. There we go. So there's that stuff. If I look in my file here, 27 kilobytes, that sounds about right. So if I just change this to blocks, I might have what I need to actually test. Oh. Looks like icy / snowy chunks in the water. Yeah, that's what it is. Next step, unlimited maps with AI, perhaps. I mean, letting people make their own maps, maybe. I'm not sure if I'll add, like AI for you to just race against, because it's meant to be a multiplayer game. Maybe, I don't know. Because it would be kind of a pain to do. They would probably get stuck on some of the maps. But let's see. Well, it would be hard to make them good. All right. So let me see if this works now. So we have, this is a server. Got to restart that because we've got a new map that it needs to know about. Start one game and immediately mute it. Play. It crashed. Frosty iceberg. What's the problem? Data, images, map banners. Oh, I typed frost here again. Why does that keep happening? Mute. Play. Look at that. It's there on the bottom. Frosty iceberg. Can't really see the penguins anyways. Didn't really matter. But let's go grab another client and let's see if we can load it up and race in it. I'll play with the fish. Two seconds. There it is. So here's the dirt over here. You can see there's a little bit of a haze, just slight. Yeah, that's like tropical colored water. I'm gonna have to darken that. I just got to change the colors down one on everything. And you can't really tell that the ice is... Well, actually, so the ice looks all right here, I feel like. Maybe, might have to do a little bit of tweaking on that, but I mean, it looks all right. Let me just take another look. Yeah, I think it looks fine. I'll have to see when I change the watercolor. Maybe the stripes of white are a bit too frequent, but yeah. Yeah, in this section it doesn't look very good. I think maybe I'll use like a less blue, something like that. And maybe make it more, like instead of darkening everything, maybe we'll make it lighter and less saturated. So here's, okay, so that first one's too strong. I think I might have to crank down some of these things. So here's that's the default route. I do need to make the ice slippery, so that's another thing I'll have to do, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. Because I am going to probably go to bed in a couple hours here. So I want to try the other route, where you go to the right here. Yeah, all of the speed boosts are a bit strong. Is it even possible? If I go over from here... Okay. But then that puts me over here. Now I can go the wrong way. Wait. I do need to add the actual bumps so that I can see where they are to the map. And then, yeah, there's a couple things got to update there. I hear the engine from the other car. So I actually don't have to restart the server, and I can actually hop back into that level with the artwork updated pretty easily. You have a coding interview in 2 days. You're going to use dual screen to take a screenshot of the test and then Command A and paste it in ChatGPT. Easy. So I've actually never had one of those coding interviews where they ask you the stereotypical programming interview questions. They always ask about stuff where you would not be able to fake it, or like you wouldn't be able to do well just because you're Googling stuff fast. Well, also almost all my interviews have been in person, I think. Yeah, the ones that I do, and well, the ones I've done have been, I guess, technically, I think the coding interview questions are common on entry level if you're coming in as like a fresh grad or something. So internships, or the ones that I've done, they didn't do those questions. And then there was one senior software engineer position I applied for where they asked me just general questions about stuff that I was working on and stuff like that, because I mean, well, that's, I guess, what matters at that point, because you at that point, I guess at a senior level, you've kind of already proven that you can do that stuff anyways. So least the one that I did, they were curious just about things that I worked on and hearing about, I guess, how I think about things in general. So yeah, it doesn't always work. I think it's a narrow part of the interviews that applies to, but it's also kind of some of the most important interviews because it's like the I guess the first entry level ones. I don't know. But also, I think you would, I feel like most companies, unless it's a fully remote job, you would have an in-person round of interviews. I don't know if it'd be technical or not. I don't know. I haven't actually gone through that process with a bigger company. I've only applied to small companies. I threw in an application to, I think, Amazon and Facebook. But aside from that, it's just all small companies I've applied to and worked for. Why does the ground have configurable height? Well, why don't the ground have configurable height for visual purposes? The flat ground will need extra stylized water. What? With the extra stylized water, don't feel so well. You have a Zoom meeting. The recruiter said that the test will be in JavaScript, similar to LeetCode questions. Interesting. Maybe that's just a web development thing. Because I've never applied for a web development job. Or when I guess I technically sort of have. Like on the very edges of web development. Where it's more like it not web facing stuff. But I've never really applied for a job where, I guess technically my first job, my initial responsibility was JavaScript, but then I just rewrote everything to be in Python because it shouldn't have been JavaScript in the first place. But yeah, I haven't really, it was not in the web development industry, so I'm not really familiar with that industry. I do more lower level stuff. The ground feels very flat compared to the water. That's because I haven't textured it yet. The snow has not been textured. There's a lot of artwork that still needs to be done for this. All right. So yeah, what I was saying with the ice. Well, wait. So here's the speed boost up here. The way that this is gonna have to work, I have to like duplicate and then merge down. And then I need to grab the bumps. But I think, so first, we've got a problem on these. These are way too strong. Let's start with this one. So I guess the whole 30 number was probably fine. And then, so that's for the big ones I do 30. And then for the smaller ones, maybe 25 even. So we can go down to like 25. And then we'll put that right here, 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 here. Oh, wait, no, that one could be bigger. So those boosts are good now. The ones over here did fine. There's no issue with those. And yeah, that should be good. So I'm gonna go ahead and re-export the extras here. So this is the extras. Yes, there we go. Now I want to take all of this stuff and make the, actually no, this needs to be W, shift, click all of them. I don't want the green ones here, because the green ones I've already dealt with. So now I make a new layer, and this will be the layer that I do the decorative bumps on, and then I have to like merge them down. Is that even the correct position? It's not. Can I like get that in the correct position? There we go. So these go there, and then I can start decorating these. So the way these work normally is, let me see. These are the most painful part, I guess, for me, or one of the most painful parts of the artwork process. Where is it? We have maps, and we'll look at like Pirate Bay. This is the one where I guess initially came up with how I did the artwork for these. They're at weird angles, so look, that's not even a proper rectangle. Some of these are really weird, but I can copy these colors and get what I'm looking for here. All right, so take that. So the base color is that orange there, and then I will paste that again, and so we have this coming up like that. And then I just keep connecting these things, and then we'll get ourselves our bump. So paste that thing, and I believe, if I remember correctly, yeah, so the yellow cuts off kind of part of the way down into here. So cut off 3 of those pixels. Maybe not necessarily 3. Just enough. And then now I can take this darker color and start connecting these things, so that goes down there like that. No, there. And there we go. I think that's how it looks. So that, yeah, that's how it looks. So the only thing left would be the little shadow it has, and that's where you get some of the depth on the actual image here. And that will come later when I'm pretty much done with the map. So I'm gonna go back here, drop that. So I have to do all of these by hand. Can't copy and paste them like I could on Sandy Oasis, because oh, this guy could go diagonal a little bit. But yeah, I can't copy and paste them like I could do on Sandy Oasis, because they're at weird angles. I think I actually will cut it like that. There we go. It's close enough. After a certain point, you just don't, you're not too picky. There we go. This needs to be like that or something. There we go. That's good. Now we have a bunch more still. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to do. Although I only really have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the other ones I can copy, kind of. We'll see. So I can grab this color here. Wait. And do our little shape. Connect it there. And there. Ah. Good enough. Now, the darker color. Connect those. Get rid of these pixels. I'll do that. And then this needs to like stick out a bit. There we go. There's that one. So I'm going to just get out 4. And then I'll connect that there, connect that over to here, boop, and boop. That's a little bit funky. I think I'm not gonna care enough to fix that. All right. 1, 2, 1, 2. One, I'll do 1 there and then 2 here. And I'll do it like that. Maybe. No, that's fine. All right. Next. 2 more at an angle to do. Here's the first one. This is a good representation of game dev. Lots of random repetitive tasks, or there can be for some games when you're dealing with the artwork. All right, now for this part. I want to do this. This is a weird angle. So it's like I did 1, 2, 2, 1. So weird angle. Something like that. Then get those 2 pixels, and this is the last one at an angle. All right, so the rest I think copy and rotate. So hopefully they're not too different in width. Yeah. So the way I'll do this, let's do the big one, or no, let's just do this one first. So this is how it gets easier. These do 4, 4, 4, 4, and then we connect it here. And then I'll take this thing and go boop boop. It just looks better too when they're not at an angle, but there's not much I can do about it. See, look at that. That's nice. So now I can take this one up here. No, that's not how that works. Sweet. Edit, and then rotate 90 degrees either direction. What is that? Oh, I guess that makes sense, yeah. So this one's smaller than this actual zone here. So the way I'm gonna do this is I'll put it near the front and people won't be able to tell that it doesn't actually match in size. So I'll just copy this and just go wee. Look at that. Look at that. There we go. And now let's move the excess. And then we can take this one and we can put it up here. We've got a similar size problem. Edit, rotate 90 degrees. Just align it like that will be good enough. And then we take this thing. I'm gonna put it up here. Now it's off by 1. There we go. Right now I'll remove the excess. Wait, what? How did it select like that? Okay, whatever. So there's that. There was one more thing I think I had to do that I'm trying to remember. I know I was thinking about it. Oh, I gotta round the corners. So I normally remove some of the pixels on the corners just to make these bumps a little bit rounder and less rigid looking. Alright, there's not too many of them. Well, this doesn't take too long at least, so. And there's all those. Grab these. And then right, almost there. I missed. There we go. That's all of them, I think. All right, so this will become our new floor. What was this thing? Oh, I don't need that. All right. So yeah, this will become the new floor. I will add shading later. Actually, oh wait, I want to do this part. So I wanted to figure out something for this ice. I'm gonna do this or something. Ooh, it's on the train, so it's like right there. So I think what I'll do is remove that one and that one. And then I can take this, make a brush out of it. And now if I go down to, is it that one? Yes, this one. And if I do W, click that, and that. Now if I go over to here, can I? Oh no. Oh, pattern align to destination. Time to do the hacky solution. No, not that. Check that out. Can't just flood fill it, so I gotta cheat a little bit and just draw it in. There's probably there's a way to do it. I just gotta cut it out and get a different color if I wanted to. Oh, it's gotta all be one stroke. That's awkward. If I do it aligned to source, that would keep it all in the same, so I don't have to do multiple strokes, but whatever. There we go. There's the new ice. Alright. Alright, now I can take that, add in that layer, go export, export as, and this will become the new floor. Yes. Close that, open up the game. Here we go. Oh, I forgot to change the watercolors. I need to do that. So here's the new ice. But you can see the boosts now. Oh, this is a thin track. This would be absolute chaos with a bunch of cars. Okay, so yeah, this is where things get a little bit tricky. So like parts of this are, I think, actually, yeah, most of the track, or I don't know, like half the track's good on size. I think I messed up part of it, but for the most part, I've just been leaving it when things are like this. Actually, this section would be kind of fun. It's a straight section, but it's interesting because it's so thin. And since it's so thin, everyone's gonna be bumping while they're trying to drive down it. And you get over to this section, and then there's like a really wide section of ice, and you'll be slipping everywhere. And it comes back together. And this is decently wide right here. Oh wait, I want to go back here. Here. So I want to see if I can do this. Okay, so the first one is too strong. How did that get me over here? I don't want to be over here. No, wait, wrong way. I go this way. And then if I go into there, and then I turn around again and go over here, I can go take another try at this. Okay, that's really difficult. I do want to see how much I gotta cut down that jump though, because yeah, so I can cut off maybe 10, a little bit less, I don't know. So I gotta change the watercolor and fix that first jump so that you can actually get through this islands. All right, I'll take a look at the chat now. What's my job? I work on parts that go into rockets. I've heard of Drupal. I don't really know much about it. You'll use ChatGPT during the test because you really need a job. What if the test is too difficult? If the test is too difficult and you need ChatGPT to do it, then you probably need to work on your skills to begin with, because then it's just gonna hurt you later. Oh, why is there someone trying to advertise their stuff? High user on this channel. Alright. You're so new to game dev and wondering, well, I'm working in Godot, how do I recommend getting started? Working on, with storing player data and networking. I've never touched networking with Godot, so I have no idea about that. And then storing player data, are you talking about like save files? That's just writing to a file. Which I also haven't had to do for any of my Godot games, so you would have to just look it up, but I mean, it's not that complicated. How do you add collisions if it's all one image? The walls are, well, in this game that I'm working on, the walls are blocks. They're on a tile system, and I place them afterwards. So if you saw there were like fences and barrels that I could hit, that's done afterwards. But the floor is done by just sampling the color at the base of the car. So like if it's black, that means I hit the water. That's what the terrain image is for. I missed a bit on the middle island. What? Talking about this middle island. Oh, I did. Lol. Alright. But, so I need to fix, well, I can re-export this. I think, wait, yeah, so this is all correct. This is going to be a very chaotic track. Definitely need a more tame one. Well, one of the next ones is going to be a circuit track. It's just a standard road, pretty much. Yeah. So that's that. The one I need to fix now is 3. This thing right here has been ruining things for me. So I will make this a 20 and hope that's enough. Export as, and then that will become the extras. All right. All right, let's see if I can do the shortcut now. Did I forget to, I messed up my layers. All right. It's 5 and 6 that I need. I need both of them. This is floor. I will have to do some optimization soon because it tries to load all the maps as soon as you start the game. All right. So the shading will come later. Wait, that's not how you do that. Okay, so you really do have to hit it at an angle. It's a really tough angle too. You would have to like slow down to do it. Wait, no, it's gonna go this way. So you come over here, you have to hit it from like, wait, hold on, I'm on the wrong end. So I need to go over here. So this is just definitely something that you're gonna have to be pretty good at the game to actually hit right. So you gotta come over here, hit this thing at that angle. Is that even doable? So you hit it, you gotta immediately turn really sharp right. It's like boom. Oh, you gotta be coming from like over here almost. So you gotta really turn into it. I just hopped over it. I did have the angle right though. Oh. So I think the second jump needs to be made smaller too. So we've got the first one's fine, we can do that. No, actually the size is right. The angle is just really hard. It's easier if you're on a vehicle with higher handling or if you hit it with a drift. So I think the trick is gonna be to go, well, as soon as you hop, well, first of all, it's ice, so you you really have to get your angle right just going into it. Oh, that's how you do it. You just go in with no speed. You actually just have to slow down and you just let the boosts carry you. That's interesting. But I did want this shortcut to be really difficult to take because it's a pretty massive advantage if you can pull it off. So you gotta come in here with like no speed. Although, is that too much of a shortcut to just like... Can I wait? I feel like it's acting like as a massive shortcut if I just go this way and then go that way. And then you spawn next to that speed boost right there. So I might have to remove that one because otherwise you benefit by jumping off the edge at the right spot. So I'll have to remove the speed boost that's right here. That needs to not be there. And then let's see if I can get this shortcut right again. So you just let it carry you. Okay, you might have to speed up a little bit on the last one. And it'll depend on the car that you're driving, I guess how you have to like go into it and the speeds and stuff that you have to be careful about. So let's see if I can like actually properly drive into it so I can pretend I'm like driving over here. So like I'm racing and then I like slow down here and then ooh. Yeah, see how I did it. Going in at almost full speed. Now, the question is, how much harder will that be to do on ice? I think because I'm not actually drifting at all, when I do the actual ice physics, it won't be too bad. All right, well, so I need to remove that speed boost before I forget, and then I'll change the watercolor. So yeah, this speed boost down here is the problematic one. So let's just select all that, remove that. So that there's like 2 layers of this. So, I guess like that. And then it's, where's this thing going? So that goes there and there. And is that it? No, it's like that. Now you would never would have known it was there. Actually, wait, hold on, I've got a problem. This can't be too tall. I messed it up. I need to be taller. There, that'll be good enough. Okay, now it's properly gone. So I can resave this as a new floor. And then I want to take these and put these back. So I did find out that the boost force is fine. You just have to know how to approach that shortcut. So I will leave those as is. Oh wait, I gotta remove that. And then now I can save that, export. And that will become the extras. And that will be that way. So now, if you do try to go take that shortcut and you mess it up, it won't be a benefit, hopefully, because you have to reaccelerate. Unless you're on the blue bug. Maybe on the blue bug, because the acceleration is so insane on that thing. I might have to change how the acceleration math works in this later, but the acceleration on the blue bug is insane. So it's like, I don't know, half a second or a second to get back to your old max speed. So you go there, and so I feel it, because you also come into this section with speed. Oh, but it's kind of long. Well, let's see. So what's what it's like to actually just go into this properly, the way you're supposed to play this? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's faster to fall off. That's gonna be, I would like to figure out how to, Maybe the solution is to put like a little median in there so that you can't get so close to the other part. Because or I can add some speed boosts to this section. Actually, no, I think the best solution is to actually just make make falling off the map more punishing, and actually just add a delay to the fall. That's the proper way to do it. So I think for now I'll leave it so that it is beneficial, but then later I will fix it so that it takes longer for you to respawn after falling off the track. So that puts me right next to the cones, but I can get there and up to full speed within definitely short. It saves you maybe a second or less, which is a fair bit in a racing game. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and actually properly race through this thing and see how I like this. So here's the normal route. That's a bit tricky. I will have to add the ice later. Look at all those cones I added. Oh, yikes. That's actually going to be pretty dangerous. I can see a lot of people falling off this track. It's probably going to be one of the more difficult ones, especially when there's a lot of people. I don't like how pale the ice looks now. I don't know. Oh wait, that's not correct. So you come in from the left like that, and then you can take it. I'm gonna come in from a proper lap and do that right. That would be fun. So the way to, oh yikes, okay. I messed up. So this will be one of the actually shortest maps in the game. I think I just did the scaling wrong on the level to some extent, which I can't really fix too easily at this point, so I'm probably just gonna leave it. So, boop, boop. I almost had it. I'm gonna just restart and try and get a proper race going where I can pull it off. Actually, I want to add. Well, wait, I didn't do the. I still haven't done the water. I keep forgetting. All right, let's do the water. So the way the water works. Images. I need one darker than my darkest blue. So is this darker? So it's 1878 137. I am using that color, which means I have to find a darker color. Or make one. Which is what I'm about to do. Alright. So that's the new color I'm adding. And I'm just going to grab that, and this will become the new color that goes here. So that'll be 33, 44, 88. And so it gets brighter and brighter, so I've got to chop out the brightest one of all, which is this one. And then the haze I want to make thicker, but then I also want to make it a light color. Oh, it already is. Let's see. All right, the haze is a bit more visible now. I don't like how it adds too much color when the water's that color. Here, let's try. I'm trying to think, how would I handle the color of snow in this palette? Do I make it more blue? Like, what happens if I just go... Wait, where is it? So I could take this, like literally just go... Well, so this is actually kind of like a road color. So the one that I gotta watch out for is the brighter snow, which I think if I make it actually white, that's what I'm thinking about now. So let's go ahead onto this layer. Let's make this actually snow white. And then I might be able to get away with the what I've done with the colors here. All right. So now this is the other problem, and because I took one of the colors out, I wonder if I can get away with this now. And then what I will do is I will change how this stuff works. So this will be like that, and we'll like have a little bit of something right there. All right. I'm thinking that looks good. Maybe. We're about to find out. So I'm gonna put all these stripes back so that I have it if I want it. And then I'll put the alternate one right here. And then let's go ahead and see what it looks like together. Wait, hold on. All right, here's the new... Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Okay, wait, so I have a new idea. So what if I take this one and actually just add the brakes on like right here, just like minor stuff, just to make it not look so continuous. I think that might help. How's that looking? thinking now, maybe I also add some like dents into it. Just to remove the weird rigid pattern it has. And then let's take this and see what we get. And that looks a little bit better, I feel like. I don't know. I'll try this and see how that looks. So, take a brush out of that. Go over to here. Select, not there, there. No, there. Alright, let's grab all these again. And we go up to layer 5. And then we, can I actually just like, oh wait, no, that's not correct. Because I just deleted from the wrong layer. So I gotta be on layer 5, and then I do that and do that. I missed one. There we go. I saw all of them. So now if I go over to layer 5, and I delete those, then I can go over to here, grab this thingy, make my brush, and do that. There you go. Those colors I feel like are looking better when I've actually got the white in there. Let's see. Yeah. Just add those back in. Save that. Export as, and then we'll call this floor, and hopefully that'll be good. Fingers crossed. So I am liking the white snow. Okay, it's a bit strong, but I can live with it. It's partially a palette issue. Now I could replace the brightest color in the water with a blue. I replace the white in the water with a blue. I wonder if that would help. Check that out. All right. I'm gonna go ahead and throw in that blue for the white and see what happens. I've not seen this before, so. Oh no. No, 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 no. But that does give me a different idea. What happens if I take this blue? Yeah, that bright blue stands out way too much to do that with. Okay, now that can work. That water, I feel like that water looks better. All right. The ice is pretty bright, but that's just kind of the palette. I think that's might be the best I can do with the palette. Oh, I almost drifted into it. I was curious if I could get away with that. But yeah, I do like the white. It will be a bit tricky to handle for the texturing though. When I do the border texturing and add the depth to everything. It's a very interesting track. You can kind of drift there. I think it depends on the car. Well, you might be able to drift into it if you've got the right car. I think on this one it's a bit hard to do. Just in general, the turns on this track are a little bit awkward. I keep forgetting about this thing. Whatever, I'll go straight and then I'll try and remember it for the last lap and get it right. Oh, yikes. The road's so swervy right there. So much. I might have to add a way to remove the oil spills. Because they're a little bit annoying. Although there won't be too many in a race because really only the first and second players get them. Alright, so if I go right here and I gotta like line it up right, and there we go. That's how you do that fast. But if someone puts an oil spill in it, then you get messed up and you'll like spawn off to the side and you'll be pretty seriously messed up. Or even just a cone, but the oil spill is permanent. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. There's still some artistic polish to do on the map. And then the ice physics. So I think I'll put that off for next stream. I'll take a look at the chat for now, though. Oh yeah, my diamond trophy from our last playtest here. Does game development make good money? 99% of the time, no. For me, I make pretty decent money from it, I think, statistically. I probably make above what the average actual employed game developer makes, like per hour, if I'm working on a commercial project for myself. That's, I don't know, it's interesting. The thing is I don't get benefits doing that, so I guess technically it's worth more than working for a company. Have I played Undertale before? No. But, I mean, I've probably heard the whole soundtrack by now. How many lines of code is this project? I don't know. It's probably like 5,000 or something. Maybe 4,000 or 5,000. You think it's more for creators with YouTube channels? You hear Blizzard doesn't pay well for the game developers. Even game developers that have YouTube channels don't necessarily make a ton of money. I think there's only a few that really do. But having a YouTube channel is the way to go if you want to have more stability in your income, because I guess the most hit or miss part of releasing a game is just getting the eyes on it. And if you're not, most game developers have to get a publisher to handle the marketing or something like that. And just in general, I guess when paid marketing is very ineffective generally. So you gotta get the organic stuff. So I guess pretty much the best option for that, it really is just being a YouTuber. So there are a couple that are making it work. So I think Thomas Brush is an example. He's got good game sales and his YouTube channel is doing pretty well. And I think he would be someone who's in a pretty stable position. Another person is Jonas. I know Thronefall did really well. And actually, he might be able to retire at this point. Who knows? And yeah, let's see. I'm trying to think. I mean, obviously, someone like Danny has a really good thing going too. I would assume he probably doesn't at this point, or maybe he does. I don't know if he's made enough to retire, or to just not worry about making money from games at this point or not. But he's in a situation where he could have a fair bit of stability if he were to keep making games and promote it with his YouTube channel. And there's a few people, but it's still not a very good number. There are a lot more people that are having have somewhat consistent positions by just working with publishers and stuff. That's the standard route. Because when you work with a publisher, a lot of times you'll get a deal where it's like you'll pitch it to them partway through development, and then they will, I think sometimes they'll pay you for the development and then take just a huge cut out of the sales, because their idea is that they pay you to get you through the development, and then they get most of the profits, and they take on most of the risk upon release. So that's one way to get some stability. But then also those, the publishers can also handle the marketing in a lot of cases. And I think, I don't know how they handle it necessarily, but presumably they have some sort of strategy to reliably get enough attention to get something off the ground if it's good. I don't know how that ends up working. But I think, even with a lot of publishers, stuff can be hit or miss unless you're like a AAA publisher. Because for example, I think there are plenty of is Chucklefish considered? They're like an indie publisher, but they're like one of the biggest indie publishers, I think. I think so. They still have a lot of games they put out where it's just a complete flop. I'm not sure if that's because the marketing was bad, or if it was because the game wasn't very good, or what. So I don't know. There's a lot of things that can happen there. So I think it still might not be as reliable as the YouTube channel. But the thing with the YouTube channel is that YouTube could do whatever it wants, and the next day you just don't have anybody looking at your stuff. So it's a sketchy business to be in. What software am I using? To write my code, VS Code. How many hours per day do I program? Well, if you're looking at just today, from my live stream here, how much time did I actually spend writing code? 5 minutes. A lot of the time goes towards artwork, level design, and all sorts of other stuff. Some days I'll spend a lot of time coding, but less than an hour a day on average. Outside of work, when I'm actually at work, then I spend probably on average 5 per working day, because it's 4 and 5 in a working day, I guess, because there's meetings, there's informal meetings where you're just talking to one person, there's debugging things where you're not writing any code, you're just testing stuff. So there's all sorts of stuff that happens at work where it's it ends up only being part of my day. But yeah, so I think most weekends I'll probably only do a few hours of actually writing code. Although I do feel like those hours are more productive in terms of improving my skills than the stuff I do at work. Because I'm solving problems that are typically more interesting to me and just more challenging in general. And I guess with more focus as well than I would have at work. Because at work, I can't use the same level of focus that I use when I'm working on my games, because I'll burn out before the end of the day if I do. Something I found out is that when I'm working on games, in game jam style, I guess, and really focusing and pumping out features back to back to back, I'll burn out with my limits pretty much what I can do in a game jam. I think I trained myself to even get to that limit, so I could probably go a bit further, but the amount that I can get done in game jams, 16 hours of focused work within 2 days, is kind of my limit. Actually, no, technically it's 3 because it ends up being like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, because it's like the second half of Friday and the first half of Sunday, which means I get 2 like full nights rest in the middle. So if it's actually just 2 days, I don't think I could do 16 hours of truly focused. Well, no, actually, I think I did for a collaboration just recently, which you guys will be seeing soon. But I did definitely start to lose my focus a bit, and it's not something I can do that often. So that was a little bit more intense than some game jam stuff I've done, but still not that, like, hour-wise, not that much more. So really, I feel like to answer your question, I guess the thing that matters more is how focused you are in the time you spend working on the thing. So for me, I like to go in and out and like switch doing other different things, and I'll focus really hard on programming for like a couple hours. Like on my weekends, if I'm just programming by myself, I'll spend like a couple hours programming, and then I'll like switch and, I don't know, play video games for a couple hours or whatever and go back and forth. And that's the way I can get the most stuff done, which is a little bit annoying because you can't actually do that in a working environment. Well, because I mean, I can't just pull out my Switch or something and just start playing video games and say, oh, well, I need a break because of burnout. So what ends up happening at actual work is I just pace myself, and I think I actually probably do get less done than if I just could take full proper breaks, because the issue is that legally I wouldn't get paid if I took full breaks. So you just kind of pace yourself and work a little bit slow. And you're like half thinking about it the whole time. But yeah, so on weekends it's like, on a weekend where I would say a productive weekend where I'm aiming to work on stuff every day of the weekend, not like competition level, but just kind of casually at a maintainable rate. It's like yeah, probably 5 or 6 hours. And then, well, I'm also enjoying my weekend doing some other stuff, but yeah, maybe 5 or 6 hours per day. So I could get in, like, I don't know, 15 in a normal weekend. Yep, something like that. But in reality, it ends up normally being, because I'm not always focused on, well, because I'm not always even aiming to be working on projects on all my weekends, and I'll just take full days off. Actually, a lot of full days off. It averages out to being like a couple or like an hour a day, maybe something like that. It'll be more though with the live streams that I'm planning on doing weekly, hopefully. We'll see. Is the ice different than normal ground right now? No, I haven't done that yet. I'll have to do that later. It'll be a weird thing to deal with because, well, the physics for the way the car works are going to cause a problem, because it drives based on an angle. So the tricky thing with that is I don't want the ice to really make the car accelerate too faster than its normal speed. That doesn't really make sense. I think the way to do it is to account for the speed you gain from the ice. If you do like, what I'm thinking right now is you take, well, the car at a base is a rotation and speed, and it does some weird stuff with the drifting mechanics to make you drift, but adding in sliding on ice, you can't really mathematically easily put that into the computed angle for your movement. So I think what has to happen is I have to add a velocity on top of that for just sliding around. So like most of the time it'll be 0, 0. But if you're on ice, it'll build into that as you're driving on the ice. And then I guess the thing is that I would have to account for that somehow so that you don't start driving way faster on the ice, because the sliding starts building up in the direction that you're going, and you're just going straight the whole time, so it just adds on to it. So theoretically, you could reduce the cap on the movement, on the driving speed, but then that has some knock-on effects, which gets weird. So I'm gonna have to figure out how I want to do that, and I think I'll probably have to think about it before the next stream, because if I try to do it on the next stream, talking through that is just gonna leave me confused. I limit my capacity to think about things quite severely whenever I'm trying to talk through a stream like this. For the water collision, or am I just using the level image as a mask? It's the same thing as everything else. It just looks at the color of the terrain image, and in the case of water, if it's black, you've hit the water. When the car jumps, you wonder how it would look if it was a scale up as it rises, a scale back down to normal on the ground. So the issue is that because I'm using a proper, like a true pixel grid, I guess. It's proper low resolution scaled up. I don't have subpixels like most pixel art games have nowadays. It's real authentic pixels. When you start to scale something like that, it starts to look really weird when it gets out of proportion, and like some pixels become double pixels while others remain singles. So messing with scaling is a bit iffy. And then the other thing is that because of the perspective, the car doesn't come up to the camera necessarily. It'll actually, a lot of times, if you play Sandy Oasis, the final jump, you jump so high that your car goes off the screen. So it's not, like perspective-wise, it's actually not necessarily coming that much closer to the camera. Maybe for part of it, but then it gets weird when it actually gets to the point where it's going off screen and it's still getting bigger. That doesn't make sense from a perspective sense. Now, if it only jumped up to maybe the distance of 1/4 of the vertical height of the screen, then I could get away with making it larger. That would be interesting. But yeah, I think because of how the perspective ends up working, it would be a bit weird in some of the higher jumps. Use white to highlight edges around the darker areas. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Kind of looks blue, like a blue road. I'm guessing I'm talking about the ice. The ice will probably... I might add a sound effect for it too, because there's a sound effect for the dirt. I could add one for the ice too. And so if you combine the sound effect with the actual sliding, it becomes pretty obvious that it's ice. And that's how a lot of things in games work. So you might not be able to tell. Well, maybe that's an older game thing where sometimes you can't immediately tell what something is from looking at it, but based on how it behaves and sounds, you can get a better idea. That's like with more retro games where the artwork's not as I mean, I guess high resolution technically describes it. There's another word I was trying to think of. I don't know. Anyways, so yeah, I've done pretty much what I wanted to do today. I think I'll finish off Frosty Iceberg next time I stream with the penguins. I want to polish add the shadows on the road and add the texture to, or the coloring to make the snow parts look more interesting. I need to add the ice physics and all that stuff, and then the Frosty Iceberg map will be ready to go. I might actually, while I'm doing that though, widen up the track a bit on some spots because it gets quite thin. And then after Frosty Iceberg, well, I've got 6 maps. I originally wanted 8 for the previous playtest, so I might do another small playtest after I hit 8. But the 7th track will be just a circuit type, so all of these, it's like you're driving on like a dirt road. So it's like Sandy Oasis, that's dirt. Pirate Bay, it's dirt and then boardwalks. Gold Pit is boardwalks. This is Lava Castle's stone. Frosted Iceberg's like I guess it looks kind of like cobblestone and then ice, and then box dirt. So I don't have an actual track with a road on it. So I want to make like a proper circuit, and it will be one of the easiest tracks. It'll be usually Luigi circuit type of thing. And then after that, I'll have one more to do before I have 8. And then probably we'll have another playtest, and I'll probably tweak some other stuff for that as well. Anyways, that's all I had planned for this stream, so I guess I'll see you guys next week. Maybe at the same time, maybe like 12 hours earlier.